Here. Here. Feel.
Boy, you all right, lass? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling of the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the aether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to the stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vilbrand now, which is chock full of aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Yeah. Might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. Ship's leaping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa Lominsa's still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Them young uns don't much care for conversation, see? Any road, Brennan's the name, and peddlin's me trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lass, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you are one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying. I mean, ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? And why did you become an adventurer? To amass a fortune. Fortune, eh? Well, it's a dream we've all had one time or another. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you'll want to pay a visit to whichever crafting or gathering guild tickles your fancy. Limsa Lominsa is renowned for its smithies and armorers, not to mention its fisher folk. And then there's its cooks, of course. Adventuring ain't just about killing things, after all. A peaceful pastime might help you make your fortune. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Ah! Ships off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Pirates? Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Lominsan colors? Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. You can rest easy, friends. We made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept her head on her shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, we must be close to port. Let's head up on the deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? Is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? Yes. It is. Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Ahem. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You never guessed she was once a rum-swilling buccaneer herself. Of course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. Ah, at long last, land ho! Behold, Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Lilmlan, goddess of navigation.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Lotano Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Limlane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
Hey, you there. I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass. I haven't got all day. Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. This is your host, River Foxen, and so I've decided to start a new Let's Play, and I guess the reason I've decided to do this, there's one real big reason. So recently, I was interested in kind of the history of this game, because I do have another character that is almost max level. Just to let you know, I've been playing this game for a while. But I got interested in basically Final Fantasy XIV 1.0, as they call it, which was like the original launch that went really badly, and they ended up basically blowing up the game and starting over with what they call A Realm Reborn, or version 2.0. Anyway, so I was watching, Let's Plays of the original 1.0 experience, and it kind of made me realize that, if it wasn't for those Let's Plays, there would be no way to kind of see what the game was like back then. And then even, thinking about my own Let's Plays, I have a Let's Play of Destiny 2, and with the latest expansion, they actually shut down a lot of content from the earlier expansions in the original game, which, I'm kind of glad that I have recordings of me playing it, because now if I want to kind of re-experience that part of the game, with the exception of maybe bits and pieces that they say they're going to pull out of the content vault here and there, the only way to kind of see it all the way through the way it was would be to look at my old Let's Plays. So I decided I kind of wanted to document some other games that I enjoy that are subject to change. So that's, of course, starting here with Final Fantasy XIV, but then it kind of made me think, I really like MMOs, and I really like playing MMOs for the story. So this is going to be a very story-based Let's Play, kind of like my others. If you watch my Destiny 2 Let's Play, you realize that I'm pretty much entirely focused on the main story. And I might branch out and do some other MMOs that I'm interested in. But I decided I'm going to start here because this is a game I know and I have a good idea of how I'm going to organize it. Anyway, let's continue. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rotano Sea. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. So, I am using a gamepad. Alright. Yep. When you're ready to proceed, speak to Wristflow. No, I don't want to do that. Alright. Alright, let's go speak to this guy. So I will be doing voices, but I will be doing light voices. So don't expect like any extreme like voice acting to the point where it might be rough on my voice. But I will try to slightly differ things up. Anyway, let's go talk to this guy. Initiating quest. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of tutorials. Yep. Alright, so this is going to be our first quest. Coming to Limsa Lominsa. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So, before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down this street and speak with Greffar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Baderon. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. Alright, quest accepted. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Alright. So, one thing you might notice, I am going to have to adjust my control scheme. It's not quite what I normally use. I'm one of those weird invert Y guys. Anyways, you'll notice it's really empty here. And that is because at this moment, I am in my own instance of this town. This place will get really crowded once I get out of the instance. Anyway, let's go. These are interesting looking people. Maybe I should talk to them. Welcome to the heart of Limsa Lominsa, the mizzen mast. It houses the airship landing, the Adventurers Guild, and at the very top, the command room of the Admiral, from where she keeps a watchful eye over Lominsan air, sea, land, and sea. Alright. The Crow's Lift will carry you up and down the tower as fast as the crow flies. You need only speak with Greffar and tell him where you wish to go. Alright, Greffar, lift attendant. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If you've a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Take Crow's Lift? Yes. Alright. Some people here, but this guy has a big check mark above his head, which, as this tutorial is telling me, means I need to talk to him to complete the quest. Alright. Greetings to you, lass. Well, what'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for the drink, are you? You've come with a mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. He has a funny way of talking. It's going to be hard to keep up. The name's Baderon, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Wench. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild, here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specifically for handling guild business, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Venturers have a knack for finding trouble, you see. Not that they need it in these parts, on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them? After everything that's happened, Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things what got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way as makes an ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from an hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we'll all remember, and that's the group of venturers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, this goddamned calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. 'Tis like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way. Give or take the odd gull. It's what's got people calling these heroes the Warriors of Light. If Limsa's ever gonna put this time of darkness behind it, it's gonna need venturers to help banish the fear. It's gonna need new heroes like the ones we've lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them. And that's why any aid we can give to a venturer is effort well spent. What say you, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? Me thanks to you and the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered you my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis high time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. River Foxen, is it? And a fine name it is. Congratulations. You're now an upstanding member of the Venturers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friends signals, were you? Now hold on just a minute there, officer. You've got the wrong lass. This fine upstanding young lady is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. Me, and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale afore you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Merlthor, but that don't mean it wouldn't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on. So kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnappings, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind 'em. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can be an headstrong bunch of bastards. 'Tis true, but given time, we'll grow on ye. Now, where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys. Now, take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you the ways of the city. Alright, and we have completed our first quest. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Lominsa. Listen well to the wisdom of Batter and Ten Fingers, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. And we gained a level. Alright, so this is where I'm going to end the episode. I'm currently planning on having basically each quest be a single episode. That does mean that some episodes might be kind of short, but I'm doing this mainly because this game has a lot of parts that are not voiced, which means I'm going to have to be doing a lot of reading. So it's for my voice as well as for organization. Anyway, if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined, and I'll see you later.